Hello, everyone. This is Randy Nunez, your host on Between the Chalk Lines podcast. This is on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, Spotify, you name it. You can really think of it. You'll probably find us. All baseball talk all the time. And this week, we're going to go over some of the trades, some of the call-ups, and some injuries that have happened in the last week. So, speaking of call-ups, I do want to say that this Jackson Holliday on-card signed card, 2023 Panini Origins, is up for grabs. If you go to Instagram between chalk lines and you see the last photo that was posted, it was this card. Like, comment, follow. You can get a chance to win. If you want to up your chances to win, you can like, comment, and subscribe on the YouTube channel. And if you're just listening on a podcast stream, just leave a review. It really helps us. And you have a chance to win this card. He had a grand slam the other day on Wednesday. He was called up Wednesday. So he did a grand slam on Wednesday. The trade deadline was on Tuesday. And we got some devastating news if you're an Angels fan that Mike Trout is not going to play anymore in this season yesterday, Thursday. So big news, big stuff happening. Headliners for this week, obviously Jazz Chisholm Jr. going from the Miami Marlins to the New York Yankees. Joey Ep.44, who was a prospect outfielder / first baseman for the Astros, and others going to the Blue Jays. Ep.44 did make his debut with the Jays the day after he was traded for Yusei Kikuchi, who is a 2-month rental. You already saw my short on that, I'm probably sure. If not, it's somewhere here on the page. And if you want to check out my predictions for who was going to win the July Player of the Month awards by MLB, that is posted on www.betweenthechalklines.com. Remember that name, guys and gals. Between the Chalk Lines. It's going to be everywhere. Trusting you. I'm working on something special for you. Besides that, the Angels are looking like they are just spiraling. I don't know how else to describe it besides spiraling. There's a dead heat in the West here between Astros and Mariners. Mariners went out and got Randy Arozarena as well as some arms. Astros obviously got Kikuchi from the Jays for a boatload of prospects. I think they honestly just throw away their future. It's all or nothing. 2024 ring and bust. If they don't win it this year, then they're not going to be winning it for a few years ahead of us. The Dodgers went ahead and made some moves. It was not a big surprise to most of us. I think we all expected the Dodgers to be buyers. One team that didn't see sell some of their names besides the Angels was the White Sox. The White Sox did make some moves. They did sell, but they only sold, Jimenez, Pham, and they didn't sell Crochet, and they didn't sell Robert. And I'm going to get into the Crochet business because he said, I will not go to another team unless I am on their playoff rotation. Not just the roster, but the rotation. He's like, I am good enough. I want to play in the playoffs. I want to be a playoff winner. I want to have in my stats, I want a game in the playoffs. No team said yes. No team gave him that. And I think what the killer was he wanted an extension. He thinks he's good enough for an extension. And the only team that I saw the possibility was the Dodgers, and Dodgers went instead and got Flaherty in Detroit. They made some good moves there. I think the Dodgers navigated the trade deadline perfectly. They got what they needed, and they didn't give up all that much. Dalton Rushing, we've talked about him before on the show, and he's their top prospect, basically. So, as a top catching prospect, no less, a lot of teams need catchers, and they didn't have to give them up. So they have Rushing for the future. It could be next year. It could be this year. Speaking of this year, the Angels' first round overall pick and rate, Christian Moore, played 2 games at single A, low A, not even high, just low A, Inland Empire. Hit a home run, had a few RBIs, hitting well. They already called him up as double A. If they're calling him up in double A the first week of August, I mean, it could be another Nolan Schanuel situation where Schanuel was their top, their first round pick last year in 2023, and he was playing Major League Baseball in August. I wouldn't rule it out, to be honest. I wouldn't rule out Christian Moore being a Major League player in August of 2024. So, I think it was smart of him to sign if he wanted to get to the pros faster. If that was his goal, then congratulations, you're going to get it. If he doesn't get called up this year, he will probably get a shot to show what he's got in spring 2025. Major League, non-roster invitee, and see what's there. I mean, Drury's contract is up at the end of this year. There's no one else to really play second base. The spot's open. It's open for the taking. So we'll see. Second baseman, again, don't forget. Like, comment, follow, subscribe, whatever, review to get your chance at this Jackson Holliday on-card signed Panini Origins Jackson Holliday card. Second baseman for the Orioles. And special word for you YouTuber viewers, so keep watching. Don't forget. What I wanted to say was the Astros, again, this is it from all or nothing. They don't have an extension with Bregman. They don't have an extension with Tucker. They have an extension with Altuve, which is great when he's a fan favorite. But they have a lot of young pitchers and inexperienced pitchers who need experience. And the only way they're going to get that is through the fire. So, putting them in the fire, putting them in games, it's going to be tough for the Astros fans. They've been through 100 loss seasons and 100 win seasons. So, I don't think it's really anything for Astros fans to see this. But what is interesting is seeing, going into today, the Texas Rangers in third place, 4.5 behind the Astros and Mariners. And then the Angels, 9.5 games. The Athletics, 12 games behind the first place teams. And I wanted to say that the Phillies are struggling mightily. The Phillies were the poster boys for the National League. Bryce Harper, Alec Boehm, the big boys, the big boppers for the National League. And then they only won one game from last Friday to this Friday, today. I don't know what to tell you there. It's something that happens. Sometimes you hit a wall and you just can't do anything about it. But I mean, we'll see what happens. They got some help in the outfield. They got some pitching, and I think they should stop the bleeding now. Should be able to. Should be. We'll see. But beyond that, the Guardians have been swimming along just fine. They are a 66-42 compared to the Phillies 65-43. I thought the Phillies would be first to 70 wins, but that AL East and Central are all clumped together with Cleveland at 66 wins, Yankees and Orioles tied at 65-45. Any of those three teams, or the Phillies at 65-43, could be the first to 70 wins. Even the Dodgers at 63-46, behind the Phillies, have a shot at 70 wins. But besides that, I think I'm going to wrap up here. Didn't have too much to say, really. If you haven't checked out my July predictions for Player of the Month awards, it's up on the website. I will say it again and finish off. Again, get your chance at the Jackson Holliday rookie on-card autograph card number to 199 by Panini. This is Randy Nunez signing off. See you next week. All baseball talk, all the time.